"This is a strange turn of events," he said at our next meeting. He was feigning surprise. Hadn't he predicted it all along? I couldn't look at him directly. He looked even more attractive today than before. An uncomfortable undercurrent made everything awkward. I felt as if I was falling down a flight of stairs. I could barely think in his presence, much less talk. He came and lay beside me. I didn't move away. I didn't want to. It was familiar. Let's call it fate. What was out there anyway? Nothing. Pushing prams and waiting for trains, all going nowhere. It was all so meaningless, almost stupid. He interrupted my inner observations. "I hate seeing you like this. Why are you dragging it all out? Do something." I knew what he was alluding to. I was covered with sores. My hair was falling out in small patches. My skin was greenish yellow. I looked awful and had aged overnight. I considered all my options. It took all of 3 minutes to do this. "No," I answered. "Let it play itself out. I'm not doing anything." I left the room, almost running upstairs, just to get away, just to get out, away from him. After 6 flights of stairs, I got to the top of the house. In a semi-dream state, bathed in bliss that is difficult to describe, I found myself on the fire escape on a small metal balcony. I looked at the people on the pavement below, so far away and so tiny. Within moments he was beside me. "It's over," he whispered softly. "How much longer can you go on like this? Jump, just jump, come back to me. We'll be together forever." The idea seemed wonderful, free at last. I couldn't stand any more of this, not another moment. I was moving ahead to take the leap. As I got closer to the ledge, everything looked different. The air was cold, the fall fatal, my body weak. Was I mad? I changed my mind at the last moment. I went back inside and sat on the stairs, shivering at the consequences. How close I was getting to the proverbial and literal edge. He watched me in amazement, furious, and just left. I sat there for quite some time. I didn't belong anywhere. I didn't want to go back. I didn't want to move forward. It was a feeling that would never leave me. As I walked back to my room, memories and insights came to me in an endless, surreal stream. I began to remember certain vague instructions, scenes, and conversations. Most of it was unbelievable and hard to understand, so I pushed it all aside. When the next morning arrived, I was stunned at what I saw. My room was full of angels. I looked out of my window. 1,000,000 angels had gathered together. They filled the room, they filled the streets, they filled the planet. It seemed that every angel in heaven had descended. We were all together. We were all together again. "Give me the key," I said. An angel gave me an ancient key. "Bring him to me." It was very difficult talking. He made his way towards me, defeated perhaps, yet completely dignified. "Don't do this," he said as if we were alone. Was it a plea or a threat? His words touched me profoundly. There was always some sort of weakness in me where he was concerned. I hesitated, unsure. "Bind him," I commanded. The angels tied his hands and feet together with chains. They put a seal across his mouth. "Silence," I said. "I silence you for 1,000 years." The words echoed across the universe. A cage fell around him, and I slammed the door. I took the key and locked it. The hesitation was gone. As I turned the key, he disappeared. The cage disappeared. The key was gone. The angels, one by one, were fading away. I could hear gongs, trumpets, and celestial singing from afar. All heaven had broken loose. I could not connect with their joy. It felt off. rude. I wondered where he was and felt a profound sadness flood me. I was alone, more or less. There were no words to describe what I was feeling at this moment. Only one angel remained, Gabriel. He took me to the very same place on the first night that we met. Come with me, read this. We went to the same drawer with the same Bible as our initial encounter. This time the book fell open at Revelations. And I saw an angel coming down from heaven, having the key to the abyss, and seized the ancient serpent and bound him and silenced him for 1,000 years. Revelations 20. Time passed. I just looked at the words, unable to take them in, unable to register any of it. It was just unreadable lines and symbols. I looked at him. What is this? He repeated the message he had given me exactly 40 days earlier. Blessed are you. You are the prophecy performed. You are the prophecy fulfilled. You are revelation revealed. Behold thy wondrous destiny. He was gone. From afar, I heard his last words. One day, this story will be told. I wasn't listening now. I could hear screaming in the room. Sharp, shrill, staccato screams. It must have been me. I replayed the sequence of events over and over in my mind. I tried to make sense of it all. It was impossible. Why bother? There was no rush. I had the rest of my life to work it out.